with empty hands and a heart that barely knew how to keep another person from slipping out of you. I tried to build you something out of what I didn't have, but every little promise turned into broken glass. And I kept saying I'm trying, like that would be enough. But love don't survive on effort when the pieces don't add up. My best wasn't much, but it was all I had to give. Every sleepless night I stayed up just to learn the way to live with someone I could never quite hold the right way tight. My best wasn't much, but I gave it every night, and still it wasn't enough to make you stay in my life. You deserved a kind of love that didn't come undone, not the shaky kind of holding from someone still on the run. I see it now more clearly in the silence left behind. You were reaching for forever while I was out of time. And I hate that I couldn't be the person that you needed then. Not because I didn't love you, but because I couldn't win. My best wasn't much, just a heart that tried too hard, trying to fix what was already breaking us apart. You never asked for perfect, but I still couldn't be enough. My best wasn't much, and it still wasn't enough. Now I'm left here with the echo of everything we touched. Maybe love isn't just effort, maybe timing plays a part. Maybe I was never ready to hold a fragile heart, and I wish I could redo it, every moment, every choice. But I can't turn back the silence that swallowed up my voice. My best wasn't much, but it was honest, it was real. Every piece of me I gave you was the only way I feel. And even if it failed us, even if it all fell through, my best wasn't much, but it was always you. And I'll carry that forever, like a wound I can't adjust. My best wasn't much, but it was love. It was love, even if it wasn't enough. I had the words right on my tongue, but I swallowed every line. Watched you slowly drift away while pretending I was fine. You asked me what was wrong with us. I said nothing, we're okay. But the truth kept getting heavier every single day. I thought silence would protect us, keep the damage out of sight. but all it did was leave us breaking slowly every night. I chose the silence over speaking. I chose the peace over the truth. Now I'm drowning in the questions of what I should have said to you. Every "I'm fine" was a lie I told to keep you from the pain. But silence doesn't save love, it just lets it fade away. Now I'm left with what I couldn't say, in a heart that feels the cost. I chose the silence, and that's how we got lost. You try to reach me through the distance I built between my soul, but I kept locking every feeling inside a place you'll never know. And now I sit here in the echoes of a love I didn't fight, wondering if honesty could have kept you in my life. But I was scared of breaking us, so I broke us anyway, by keeping all the words inside I needed to say. I chose the silence over fighting. I chose the calm over the truth. Now every quiet moment screams with everything I lost in you. I watched our story fall apart, without a single sound. And now the silence that I chose is the loudest thing around. I thought I was protecting love, but I was letting it get lost. I chose the silence, and I'm the one it cost. If I could turn back every moment, I'd let my voice break free. Even if it meant we shattered, at least you know the real me. But I was too afraid of ending, so I never let them start. Now I'm living in the aftermath of a quiet, broken heart. I chose the silence over honesty, and now I live with what I knew, that love can't survive unspoken words, no matter how strong it grew. You didn't leave me in a moment, you faded with each thing unsaid. And now I hear the silence louder than the words I kept instead. I should have spoken when it mattered, before we fell apart. I chose the silence, and it tore us apart. Silence wasn't safe at all. You loved me like I was worth it, even when I wasn't sure. Held my chaos like it mattered, like I was something pure. You stayed through all my storms when I should've let you go. But I was too busy breaking something I didn't know. And every time you gave me patience, I gave you doubt in return. You kept trying to heal me while I kept letting it burn. I didn't deserve you, not the way you stayed that night. gentle, you were steady. I was fragile and untrue, and now I see it clearly. I didn't deserve you, but I still lost you anyway, like I always seem to do. You forgave the things I never even tried to explain. You turned my worst days into something close to okay. But I mistook your kindness for something I could break, and now I live inside the silence of the love I couldn't take. And I wish I could go back now to the person I was then, and tell them not to ruin the only love I couldn't mend. I didn't deserve you, but you gave me all your heart, while I kept pulling us apart without knowing from the start. You were everything I needed, but I was too blind to see that someone like you loving me was more than I could keep. Now I'm left here with the truth. I don't know how to undo. I didn't deserve you, but I still miss you. Maybe love isn't about deserving, maybe it just happens still. But I broke what I was given through my fear and my will, and I'll carry that forever like a shadow I can't lose. The truth that you were perfect and I wasn't good for you. I didn't deserve you, and that's the hardest part to say, because you loved me through the darkness while I kept pushing you away. If I could rewrite our story, I'd let you see the truth, that I didn't deserve you, but I still loved you. And I hope somewhere you're healing from the hurt I put you through. You deserved better than me. You asked me to stay a little longer, said we could work it out. But I was tired of the same old fights, of love turned into doubt. I looked at you like I used to, before everything went cold. And for a second I almost stayed, before I let you go. I thought I'd feel stronger, I thought I'd feel free, but saying no to you that day took everything from me. The day I said no changed everything we were. I thought I was protecting my heart, but I only made it worse. Now I live with the silence of a choice I can't undo. The day I said no was the day I lost you, and I didn't know goodbye could hurt like this too. You didn't even argue, You just nodded and looked away, like part of you was already gone long before that day. And now I wonder in the quiet if I made the final call, or if we were already breaking before I said it all. And every memory after feels heavier in time, like I signed away our forever with one small line. The day I said no, I thought I was being strong, but now I replay the moment, wondering where we went wrong. Did I save myself from hurting, or just lose what I loved most? The day I said no left me holding all the ghosts, and I can't tell if I was right or just afraid to let it grow. Maybe there was no perfect answer, maybe both of us were breaking, maybe love was already leaving before I did the taking. But I still feel the echo of that one word I chose, the smallest sound that ended everything I didn't know. The day I said no still lives inside my chest, a quiet kind of heartbreak that never really rests. I thought I was escaping, but I only lost you slow. The day I said no is the day I still can't let go, and I'll carry it forever, wherever I may go. No, and you're still here in the know. I walked away without a reason, told myself it wasn't right. But now I'm sitting in the silence of 100 sleepless nights. I replay every moment like a film I can't undo, and every scene keeps whispering that I gave up too soon. I thought I was protecting my heart from breaking in your hands, but I never stopped to notice you were trying to understand. I gave up too soon on a love that wasn't done, left before the story ended, before we could become everything we promised underneath the same old moon. Now I'm drowning in the truth that I gave up too soon, and I can't turn back the pages of a love I didn't choose. I gave up too soon, and I lost you. You never even chased me like I thought you probably would. Maybe you were tired too of loving me like I never could. I mistook your quiet patience for a sign that we were through. But now I see the difference between giving up and growing too. And everyone it haunts me like a ghost I can't release, because I left before I learned what you still meant to me. I gave up too soon when we still had more to say. I let fear make all my choices and watched us slip away. Now I carry all the almost like a wound I can't undo. Every heartbeat says the same thing: I gave up too soon. And I wonder if you felt it when I disappeared from you. I gave up too soon. And I lost you. Maybe love isn't perfect. Maybe it's supposed to bend. Maybe I confused the struggle with the story that should end. But I never gave it time enough to see what we could be. Now I'm left with all the answers that I'll never let you see. I gave up too soon on the only truth I knew, that you were still worth fighting for, even when I didn't do what my heart was begging me to stay and see it through. Now I'm living with forever that I'll never get redo. And it hurts more than believing to admit what I couldn't do. I gave up too soon. And I lost you too soon. And I still feel you. You try to love me gently, like I wasn't made of glass. But I turned every soft moment into something that couldn't last. You stayed when I was falling, even when I pulled away. And I blamed you for the distance, while I was the one who strayed. I said it was your silence, I said it was your fault. But I was building all the distance with every wall I called. I'm the one who broke it, even though I let you stay. I'm the one who let love slip through my hands and fade away. You were ready, you were willing, you were trying every day. But I was scared of something good, so I pushed it all away. Now I live with the reflection of a love I couldn't hold. I'm the one who broke it, and I know. You never raised your voice once, never gave me reason to leave. But I created storms inside us from the calm you gave to me. I mistook my own confusion for a reason we should end, when all you ever wanted was to love me till the end. And now I hear the truth I buried in every tear I'll carry that always. Maybe you deserve better than the chaos in my chest. Maybe love wasn't the problem, I was just a mess. And I wish I could go back to the moment I let go. But some truths don't bring forgiveness, they just hurt you when you know. I'm the one who broke it, and it's heavier each day, knowing you would have stayed if I hadn't pushed away. No excuses, no denying what my heart already shows. I'm the one who broke it, and that's the truth I know. I broke it, I broke us, I broke me. Done with the bed, done with us. We sat across a table like strangers in disguise. You shuffled all your feelings while I read between the lies. You smile like nothing's broken, I smile like I believed. But deep down I was already learning how to grieve. I kept doubling down on us even when I knew every promise you were making was something you couldn't do. Love was a losing bet, and I kept placing on my heart. I was all in from the beginning, while you were playing it smart. Every kiss felt like a gamble, every touch just led me on. Now I'm sitting with the silence of everything you're gone. I thought I could change the ending, but I never had a chance. Love was a losing bet, and I was just your second glance. You dealt your cards so carefully while I showed you all mine. I thought honesty was winning, but I lost every time. Now I see it in the distance, how you never really stayed, just a master at pretending you were never gonna change. And I should've walked away when the warning signs were clear, but I mistook your attention for something sincere. Love was a losing bet, and I kept hoping for a win, but you were already leaving before it could begin. Every maybe was a warning, every stay a twist of fate. Now I'm left here with the question, why did I never wait? I thought love meant holding tighter, but I only lost instead. Love was a losing bet, and I played it till I bled. Maybe I confused devotion with the need to be enough. Maybe I believe that heartbreak was just part of being loved, but I see just a test. Love was a losing bet, and I was all in from the start, while you were folding every promise before it reached my heart. Now I know the truth I needed, even if it hurts to say. Some loves are just illusions that were never here to stay. So I'll gather all my pieces from the mess that we forget. Love was a losing bet, and I'm finally done with it. Done with the bet. Done with us. Done with love that never was. I turned the lights off slowly, sat alone with my regret, replayed every conversation that I can't forget. I searched for a reason why we fell apart this way, but every road I follow just leads me back to me again. I wanted it to be your fault, something simple, something clear, but the closer I look at the damage, the more I see me here. I'm looking for someone to blame, for the fire that burned us down, for the silence in your goodbye, for the emptiness I found. But every broken piece I touch feels like my fingerprints remain. I'm looking for someone to blame, but it's all in my name, and that truth cuts deeper than any heartbreak pain. I tried to rewrite the ending, make you the villain in my mind, but the truth keeps interrupting every story I design. You didn't walk away from us like I told myself you did. I was already halfway gone before you ever slipped. And every what if whispers what I don't want to hear, that I was the one changing while you were still right here. I'm looking for someone to blame, for the way we lost our way, for the promises we buried, and the things we didn't say. But the mirror doesn't lie to me, no matter what I claim. I'm looking for someone to blame, but I'm the only name, and that truth hurts more than losing you or calling out your name. Oh, maybe love didn't fail us, maybe I just let it fall. Maybe I was too busy building walls instead of calls, and I wish I could undo it, every moment, every mistake. But I can't escape the echo of the choices that I make. I stopped looking for someone to blame when I finally faced the truth, that the ending we were given was written more by me than you. No enemy, no villain, just a heart but I was standing in the frame. And now I know the hardest part is saying my own name. It was me all alone. You tried to tell me softly in the spaces you went quiet that something in us was slipping, but I called it just a phase in time. You'd pause before you answered, like you were holding back the truth. And I filled in all the silence with versions I believed were you. I thought I knew you better than the distance in your eyes. But love can blind you gently while it slowly says goodbye. If I had only listened to the things you couldn't say, maybe I'd have seen the ending was already on its way. All the signs were there in pieces, but I refused to understand. Now I'm holding all the answers, too late to change the plan. And I'm haunted by the moment I let your warning slip away. If I had only listened, you might still be here today. You stopped fighting for the little things we used to argue through, like somewhere in the silence you knew what we would lose. I thought you were just tired of the same old everyday, but you were slowly letting go while I was looking away. And now I replay every memory with a different point of view, where every word you never said was still trying to reach through. If I had only listened instead of hearing what I wanted, I wouldn't be here drowning in a love I left unwanted. You were speaking in the quiet, I just didn't hear the call. Now I understand the language of a love about to fall, and it cuts me like a memory I can't undo or replace. If I had only listened, we wouldn't be this place. Maybe I was too busy holding on to what I knew to notice you were already becoming someone new. And I wish I could go back now, not to change what's lost or missed, but to simply hear you clearly before it came to this. If I had only listened to the truth between your lines, I might have held you closer instead of losing track of time. listened, maybe we wouldn't have ended. If I had only listened. You loved me like I was worth it, even when I wasn't sure. Held my chaos like it mattered, like I was something pure. You stayed through all my storms when I should've let you go, but I was too busy breaking something I didn't know. And every time you gave me patience, I gave you doubt in return. You kept trying to heal me while I kept letting it burn. I didn't deserve you, not the way you stayed that night, not the way you kept on loving when I wasn't treating you right. You were gentle, you were steady. I was fragile and untrue, and now I see it clearly. I didn't deserve you, but I still lost you anyway, like I always seem to do. You forgave the things I never even tried to explain. You turned my worst days into something close to okay, but I mistook your kindness for something I could break. And now I live inside the silence of the love I couldn't take. And I wish I could go back now to the person I was then, and tell them not to ruin the only love I couldn't mend. Didn't deserve you, but you gave me all your heart, while I kept pulling us apart, without knowing from the start. You were everything I needed, but I was too blind to see that someone like you loving me was more than I could keep. Now I'm left here with the truth. I don't know how to undo. I didn't deserve you, but I still miss you. Maybe love isn't about deserving. Maybe it just happened still, but I broke what I was given through my fear and my will, and I'll carry that forever like a shadow. I can't lose the truth that you were perfect and I wasn't good for you. I didn't deserve you, and that's the hardest part to say, because you loved me through the darkness while I kept pushing you away. If I could rewrite our story, I'd let you see the truth, that I didn't deserve you, but I still loved you. And I hope somewhere you're healing from the hurt I put you through. You deserve better than me. My hand was on the doorknob when you said, "Don't go just yet." Your voice was shaking quietly, like words you might regret. I stood there in the hallway, half in love, half out the door, trying to decide if staying would break me even more. And every second felt like forever, like time forgot to move. I could feel the weight of choosing between me and you. My hand on the doorknob, my heart split in two. One part saying stay here, one part saying you're through. And I wish I had the answer, but I only had the pain of knowing if I left or stayed, it wouldn't feel the same. So I froze inside the moment where everything fell apart. My head on the doorknob, and you holding my heart. You told me we could fix this, like we hadn't tried before. But hope can feel like drowning when you can't breathe anymore. I saw us in this silence, all the love we couldn't save. And I wondered if the ending was the choice I never made. You reached for me so softly, like I was slipping through. But some goodbyes don't happen loud, they happen without you. My hands on the doorknob, not ready to be free, not ready to become a memory of we. I wanted to believe you, but I couldn't stay blind to the cracks we kept ignoring every single time. So I stood there in the heartbreak, where love and fear collide. My hand on the doorknob, and nowhere left to hide. Maybe love isn't about staying, maybe it's knowing when a door can't lead you forward, no matter how you bend. But I'll always hear that moment in the quiet of my mind, where I almost turned around one last time. My hand on the doorknob, still frozen in that night, between the wrong goodbye and the harder kind of right. I didn't choose to break us, but I couldn't make it whole. And I left a piece of me still standing at that door. Now every ending whispers what I couldn't ignore. My hand on the doorknob, forever there before, still there, still here, still gone. build up something beautiful, then tear it down with doubt. You reach for me so gently, and I pushed your reaching out. I called it self-protection, but it felt more like fear, like I was scared of something good. So I kept it from me here. And every time you got too close, I'd find a reason why to turn your love into a question and then say goodbye. I'm my own saboteur. I ruin what I need, turn every kind of love into something I can't keep. You didn't leave me broken, I did it first, it's true. Every time you try to stay, I found a way to lose you. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of everything we were. I'm my own saboteur. You never stopped believing, even when I stopped myself. But I kept locking doors inside me, no one else could help. I mistook my hesitation for a reason to let go. Now I see it wasn't you I lost, it was me I didn't know. And I replay every moment where I chose to walk away from the only thing that ever made me wanna stay. I'm my own saboteur, breaking love before it starts, turning every almost into shattered, missing parts. You gave me something real, and I turned it into pain, like I was wired for destruction. Every time I felt your name, now I'm drowning in the silence of the love I couldn't cure. I'm my own saboteur. Maybe I was never ready for someone to stay that close. Maybe I confused the healing with the fear that hurts the most. But I hate the way I ruined every chance I could have had. And the worst part of this heartbreak is I can't blame you for that. I'm my own saboteur, and I finally understand. You were never the destruction, you were just reaching your hand. Now I stand here in reflection of the love I couldn't save, not because it wasn't perfect, but because I got in the way. And I'll carry all the echoes of the love I let obscure. I'm my own saboteur. Breaking me again. Breaking me again. I stare at my reflection like it's someone I don't know. Tired eyes I used to hide from every time I let you go. I called it love, I called it timing, I called it anything but truth. But the face that stares back at me knows exactly what I do. I blame the world, I blamed your silence, I blame the way you changed. But I never looked inside me at the part I couldn't change. This is the apology I owe the mirror, for every time I let you break, for every wall I built in fear of the love I couldn't take. I said it's you and it was me all along, hiding behind pride and pride alone. This is the apology I owe the mirror, for the heart I called my own. I remember how you held me like I wasn't hard to reach, but I turned affection into something I couldn't believe. I pushed away your kindness like it didn't belong to me, and now I see the truth I ran from was the truth I couldn't see. And every scar I try to blame you for now whispers back my name, like I was both the fire and the reason it became a flame. This is the apology I owe the mirror, for every love I let decay, for every chance I never trusted enough to let it stay. You didn't break what I keep saying, you were only trying to care. I was the one who turned the light off and left us in the air. Now I'm learning what it costs me to finally be aware. This is the apology I owe the mirror, for the damage standing there. Maybe healing starts with honesty, not forgiveness from above. Maybe the hardest person to admit you've hurt is the one you love. And I wish I could undo it, all the fear I couldn't face. But all I have is this reflection and the truth I can't erase. So here's the apology I owe the mirror, for the version I became, for confusing self-protection with love I couldn't tame. I don't blame you for the distance, I don't blame you for the fall. I was the one who held the hammer while I called it love it all. And now I see me clearer than I ever did before. This is the apology I owe the mirror, and I can't avoid it anymore. I'm sorry to me and you and me again. I finally found the courage to say what I held in my chest, all the words I kept from you, all the feelings I suppressed. I thought if I said them clearly, you would finally understand. But love doesn't wait forever, it slips right through your hands. And I watched your eyes go distant, like you already knew that everything I'd waited to say came too late for you. words, wrong time. It's the story of us. I finally spoke my truth when your heart had given up. All the things I should have told you when you still would have stayed. Now they fall into the silence where your love used to lay. I was honest, I was ready, but it doesn't change a thing. Right words, wrong time, and now they don't mean anything. You nodded like you heard me, but your soul was halfway gone. Like I was talking to a memory of who you'd been all along. If I said it sooner, would you still be holding me? Or was our ending already written long before I could see? Now I'm standing in the aftermath of everything I hid, wondering if silence was what destroyed what we had. Right words, wrong time. Now they echo in my mind like a letter never sent to a heart I couldn't find. I gave you every truth I had, but time stole the fight. Now all I have are words that arrived too late in life. I should have said them when you loved me, not when you said goodbye. Right words, wrong time, and I still don't know why. Maybe love is just a moment that you have to catch in air, and once it's gone, no sentence can bring it back from nowhere. I wish I knew the timing before the ending came, 'cause even truth can hurt you if it comes out too late. Right words, wrong time, and I'm left here alone with everything I needed to say when your heart had turned to stone. No apology can fix it, no truth can turn back fate. Sometimes love is just the timing that we always say too late. I was honest, I was ready, but it slipped right through my hands. Right words, wrong time, and I finally understand. Right words, just the wrong time. I kept telling you I'm stronger than the voice inside my head, but every time I said I'm fine, I meant something else instead. I smiled like I was winning while I was losing ground, pretending I was steady when I was breaking down. And I thought if I gave you everything, you'd never walk away. But I was stacking all my hope on a heart that couldn't stay. I was betting against myself every time I loved you more, putting all my faith of how I kept on gambling with my heart every night. Now I'm left with empty promises and a soul I can't repair. I was betting against myself, and you were never really there. I ignored the quiet warning signs I didn't want to see, convincing myself your distance was just temporary. But silence has a language that I should have understood. You were leaving in slow motion while I prayed you never would. And every time I stayed too long, I lost a piece of me, trying to turn what wasn't love into what I wanted it to be. I was betting against myself on a game I couldn't win. Every maybe this will change just pulled me deeper in. You never had to break me. I did that on my own by holding on to someone who was already gone. Now I see it in the mirror, every scar I can't conceal. I was betting against myself, and it was all too real. Maybe love shouldn't feel like you're fighting just to be enough. Maybe I confuse the hurting with the meaning of true love. But I can't change what I've done now, only learn to walk away from the version of myself who stayed too long to stay. I was betting against myself every time I chose you first, even when my heart was telling me I was only getting hurt. Now I'm standing in the aftermath of everything I've lost, realizing I was paying a price I couldn't cost. And I won't make that gamble with my soul or health or breath. I was betting against myself, and I finally let it rest. No more losing me, no more bets. I tried to let you hold me, but I flinched at every touch. Like kindness felt like danger. I couldn't trust too much. You reached for all my broken parts with patience in your hands, but I was made of warning signs you couldn't understand. And every time you got too close, I turned and pushed away. Not because I didn't want you, but I didn't know how to stay. I've got a heart made of spikes, every inch of me defends something beautiful and fragile I was too scared to let in. You didn't break me, I did that. Every time I chose to hide behind a heart made of spikes that kept you outside, and now I'm bleeding in the silence of a love I couldn't keep, all because I built my walls too sharp, too high, too deep. You never raised your voice once, even when I made you hurt. You just tried to love the pieces that I buried in the dirt. But I mistook your softness for something I should fear. So I turned every I love you into something I couldn't hear. And I watch you walk away now, like you finally understand that loving something damaged can burn the ones who care. I've got a heart made of spikes, and I don't know how to change. Every time you try to reach me, I just made you walk away. You weren't the one who shattered me, I was already split inside. I've got a heart made of spikes, and you tried to survive. Now I see it in the distance, what you couldn't hold tight. A heart made of spikes in the middle of the night. Maybe I was never ready for a love that didn't hurt. Maybe I confused protection with the fear I've always worn. And I wish I could go back now to the moment I let go. But some hearts don't learn to open until they're left alone. I've got a heart made of spikes, and I finally see the cost of every wall I thought was safety was just love I always lost. You didn't fail to reach me, I just couldn't let you in. I've got a heart made of spikes, and I'm learning how to bend. Maybe one day I'll be softer, maybe one day I'll be right. But today I'm just a heart made of spikes. Spikes, still me, still pain, still trying. I stood in the wreckage of what we were and tried to find a sign, something I could point to say it wasn't all mine. But every broken promise, every tear you couldn't hide, feels like a reflection of the choices I denied. I kept looking for a reason to soften what I'd done, but the truth doesn't bend for comfort, it just weighs a little more each one. The fault is entirely mine, no one else to share the blame. I built the walls, I pulled the distance, I learned your love, then broke the frame. You stayed when I was leaving, you held on through my decline. Now I see it in silence. The fault is entirely mine, and I can't rewrite the ending, no matter how I try. You gave me all your patience, while I gave you doubt and fear. I turned your steady forever into something disappearing here. And I called it self-protection, when I was just afraid of someone seeing all my damage and not walking away. But you didn't walk away fast. You tried to make it right, while I was slowly choosing to lose you every night. The fault is entirely mine, for every crack we couldn't mend, for every time I pushed you past the point where love should bend. You were never the problem, you were the light I couldn't keep. Now I live with full confession that the hurt belongs to me, and no apology can fix it, no matter how sincere or kind. The fault is entirely mine. Maybe I was too broken to hold something that pure. Maybe I confused the ending with the reason to endure. But I see it now so clearly, in the ruins I designed, that I was both the storm and reason everything declined. The fault is entirely mine, and I don't get to escape from the truth I finally swallowed. Too late for what we made. You deserved a better version of the love I couldn't find, and I'm the one who took it. The fault is entirely mine. No more running from the mirror, no more truths I try to hide. The fault is entirely mine, and I have to live with that tonight. Mine, all mine, forever mine. The turn I didn't take, I saw the sign at the intersection where you said go straight ahead, but something in your silence said turn away instead. I thought I was being careful, I thought I'd save my heart, but every safe decision still led me back to the dark. And now I sit with the distance between what was and what is, wondering if that moment was the last chance I missed. It's the turn I didn't take that keeps me up at night. The road I left behind me still glowing in my mind. Maybe you were waiting just beyond what I ignored, but I chose the safer heartbreak turn I didn't take. I replay it in slow motion, like a film I can't unsee. You were standing in the distance, looking back at me. Did you wait a little longer? Did you hope I'd understand? Or did I just imagine that you were reaching out your hand? And I keep trying to rewrite it, but time won't let me try. Some choices only happen once before they say goodbye. It's the turn I didn't take that changed everything we were. Now I'm lost inside a memory that still feels like it occurred. I was scared of getting closer, so I let the moment fade. And now I live forever with the choice I never made. Every road I walk feels empty, like something slipped away, all because I hesitated at the turn I didn't take. Maybe fate was never cruel. Maybe I just couldn't see that love was standing right there, waiting patiently for me. But I let doubt take the wheel, and I never turned around. Now I'm chasing fading echoes of the love I could have found. It's the turn I didn't take that I carry in my chest, a quiet kind of heartbreak that refuses to forget. You might have been my ending or the start I never knew, but I'll never stop remembering what I could have had with you. Now I live with all the silence of a love I let escape, forever lost inside the moment of the turn I didn't take. That turn, still there, still me. I still talk to you in silence, like you're sitting in this room, but the echoes never answer, like they don't remember you. Your laugh is just a memory that's starting to fade out slow, and I'm holding on to someone that I don't really know. Did you change or did I wake up from a dream I couldn't see? 'Cause the person I fell in love with doesn't look the same to me. You're someone else now, not the one I used to hold. The warmth inside your words turned into something cold. I try to find you in the pieces of who you used to be, but you're someone else now, and that someone's not with me. It hurts to say it out loud, but it's the truth I can't deny. You're someone else now, and I'm just learning how to say goodbye. Your eyes don't light up like before when you say my name. It feels like I'm a stranger inside a familiar frame. I keep reaching for your heartbeat, but it's further every day. Like you slipped out of the person I thought would always stay. And I don't know when it happened or where the moment went, when love stopped feeling like home, started feeling spent. You're someone else now, and I'm standing in the past, trying to hold on to a version that was never built to last. Every I love you feels different, like it doesn't mean the same. You're someone else now, but I still whisper your name, and it breaks me just to face it. But I finally see it through. You're someone else now, and I'm losing you. Maybe people don't stay frozen, maybe hearts just drift apart. But it's hard to watch a stranger live inside your broken heart. I still love what you once were, even if it's gone away. And that's the hardest kind of grieving, when they never went away. You're someone else now, and I'm learning to let go of the memories that don't belong to the person I still know. I wish I could rewind you back to who you used to be, but you're someone else now, and I have to set you free. It hurts, but I understand now. Some endings come without a sound. You're someone else now, and I won't bring you down. Someone else, and I'm still learning how. We used to burn like morning lightning, two hearts too bright to hide. But somewhere in the quiet distance, I stopped trying to keep the flame alive. You kept handing me the matches, I kept letting them go cold, till the warmth we built together turned into something I no longer hold. I told myself it was just a phase, that love could fix itself in time. But silence grew between us like a slow and steady sign. I let the fire die, didn't fight to make it stay. Watched the embers turn to ashes while I slowly walked away. Now I hear it in the echoes of everything we were. I let the fire die, and I'm the one who lit the hurt. No wind, no storm, just me and time, letting everything unwind. I let the fire die. Still reached for me in darkness, still believed we could survive. But I was drifting further, even while I stayed inside. I smiled like I was present, but my heart was somewhere and so did I. Ashes still